Check it out. Sometimes you want to talk to a master like John Parks, who's an ad specialist. We drilled him. We threw him through the ringer. Q&A today with John Parks. Check this out. Welcome to Digital Genius Radio. I'm your co-host, Sean Malone, alongside Chris Baden. Enjoy this one. Welcome to Digital Genius Radio, the #1 podcast focused on guiding you to becoming a certified digital genius. We believe you can have it all by mastering social media paid advertising. We spent the last 3 years studying the most brilliant marketers today and applying their techniques. We've broken free of the 9-to-5 and successfully built a 7-figure online certification platform. From working with hundreds of clients, we found that most are overwhelmed or scared to actually dive into paid advertising. And this podcast is here to give you the cheat codes so you can flourish with your social media channels. Join us and follow along as we continue to learn, apply, and share proven strategies, as well as give you the insights on how to win online with social media paid advertising. And now, here's your hosts, Chris Baden and Sean Malone.
So let me tell you a little story. So I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Some might understand me that as a Mormon or as a, as an LDS person, right? So that's the religion I am. So 19-year-old and now 18-year-old boys who are a part of this religion get to submit papers if they're willing to go on a mission, right? And you get shipped out across the globe, anywhere. China, Mongolia, Maldives Islands, Colorado. I went to Spain, right? Who knows where you're going, right? Colorado is probably the craziest of all those places. So anyway, so you go wherever you go, and you're supposed to like knock doors and like talk to these people, and you're supposed to like help them understand this new religion that they might have zero exposure to. How crazy scary is that for an 18-year-old kid? Right? Ridiculously scary. And so you have to learn these things, right? You have to learn how to like layer in value. And there's no monetary exchange. I mean, if you want to join my religion, you get baptized, right? It's not like I want any money from you. And so there's no buying or selling that happens, but it is a value ladder process, right? So at first you need to pique their interest. Then you need to provide some value. Then you need to build a relationship of trust. Right? You need to show that you care about them, that you care what they're going through, that you have some value to give them. And then the relationship gets built, and then they care. And then they care to spend $99 a month with you.
I never thought of it as a value ladder, but I think that's an interesting concept. So yeah, no, that's good, man. I definitely, guys, do you have any questions? All right. If, let's see, Emily says, what if I ran a like campaign and I think it may have messed up my pixel bringing in cheap leads? How do I fix or reprogram my pixel? Great question. Okay.
So that's just a matter of time. I can't see how a like campaign would hurt your pixel because it doesn't involve your pixel. Your pixel lives on a page, right? And so trying to get likes to a fan page wouldn't hurt your pixel. But if you do feel like you've got some crap through your pixel, the only way to really retrain it is to just need to have something to chew on, right? So you need to have like, you need to filter it. So you'd set up like a landing page that is totally on topic, and they need to opt in or take some kind of an action to get what you're saying, right? So like I would run one that says 99 marketing secrets. Put your email in here in order to get the 99 marketing secrets download. And I would know that anybody who's going through that channel, who's seeing that page and opting in, they're the right people. And pretty soon after a few hundred of those, my pixel will be like, okay, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, right? I get the type of people that are coming here.
Yeah, I think that's great. For sure. That's a great answer. So when people first climb on Facebook, what, in your opinion, do you think stops them from starting the process and getting into that? And like, how do you overcome that?
So when they say it again, so when they first get on Facebook.
Yeah. So when they first get into the program and they start running some traffic and maybe they don't have the kinds of results that they're looking for, and they're doing the thing, but they're just like, they get disheartened or they get whatever. Like, what do you think are some of those things that cause that? And then like, how do you overcome that?
Okay, totally. Yes, totally. That happens all the time. And it's because of the whole DWELL audiences, the dwell audiences. when you hop into Facebook, you start at the bottom. You start at that bottom L. That's your only option. That's all you've got. And guess what? Unfortunately, it's the hardest and it's the most expensive, and it's the worst place to be because it's just guess and check. And I don't mean to like discourage you. I mean to give you light at the end of the tunnel. You're starting at the dark end of the tunnel, and you're just trying. You're just trying to fish on interests, right? Pretty soon, people will start watching your videos. Some of them will. Some will hang out. Maybe what you're running is a video ad, right? And you'll run 100 impressions, and 5 of them will actually have watched half of your video. Well, make sure that you're capturing them into a new audience, because those are the people who you're fishing out. You're fishing out, and you're putting them into money audiences, right? Into awesome audiences. So pretty soon, if you stick with it, your poor interest, the lame part of being at the bottom of that dwell column will become less and less necessary for you, because you'll have engagement audiences and you can spend your advertising money on them. People who already have watched some of your videos, right? After they've watched one video, watching a second video is twice as easy. Watching a third video is even more easy. I mean, look at podcasters. Russell Brunson's on his 500th podcast episode, and that's because people has listened to him 500 times. Like, they stick around, right? So don't think that after 1 or 2 videos of you, they want less of you. No, they want more of you.
Yeah, that brings up a really good point. We have pushed our entire community and culture to go to this publish move. And so I just wanted you to touch on, like, how important is publishing? What kind of content is probably the most valuable to publish? And how does that turn into or play with the advertising side of things?
Absolutely. So there's definitely people who are more comfortable writing, definitely people who are more comfortable on video, and people who are more comfortable on audio, right? Any of those sources can be published. On Facebook, right? Text can be published, obviously. That's kind of how Facebook began. And video can too. Video is great. Going like a live video on Facebook is super easy. You just hold up your phone and then you go live, right? Or you can curate a video and produce a video and then upload the video. Either one is good. It's publishing, okay? But the more you publish, the more there is for people to see, to share, to release, all kinds of stuff. If you're most comfortable with writing, there are some people who have successfully built Facebook followings with long form text. It's harder than video. Video is definitely the easiest way to build Facebook following. There are people who have used it kind of as a blogging platform, but you've got to be a real good writer to do that. But are you teaching them at all to go on other platforms, like to
So we're just starting to branch out to that now. We've worked with Marley a little bit to bring in some of her YouTube training. We got some Instagram guys that are coming in with some of that training, which kind of begs the next question is in your opinion, is there one social platform that trumps all the others? How does it work? Talk about retargeting, and how about repurposing a little bit too?
Yeah. So the social platform that still is Trump it's still Facebook. It's still the largest. It still has the most people on it. It's still the easiest place to run ads on, and it's still the highest converting when it comes to ads of any of the social platforms. I mean, Twitter's there. It's substantial. You can get inexpensive clicks from it, but they don't like to buy, from all of our experience. Instagram is growing. It's definitely growing. And I would say it's the up and coming one. I mean, as I say that tongue in cheek, it already has 500 million people on it or whatever. So up and coming. But Facebook still is the largest and the easiest place to run ads on. To build a following, it might actually be a little bit easier to build a following on Instagram right now. It seems like you get better organic exposure on Instagram. So it's kind of this two-edged sword. You can use both of them in conjunction.
Yeah, I think that's key. The next question would be this. And again, guys, panelists, if you have questions, jump in and ask. But I've just got a lot because I love talking with John and he's so smart. Can you talk a little bit about when – I think what I've found and I've seen this sometimes is like some people will go in, they do everything right. But when they're going to place their ads, their mindset is in the gutter. How much does that have an effect on the outcome of the actual ad itself?
Yeah, probably a ton, because when you're placing your ad, that's when you're writing the copy usually. You get to the point where you build out your audience and then you're building your ad and you're like, okay, I need I need some pictures. I need a video. I need to write all this text. And if they're like super freaked out, I'm sure it exposes in your copy, as you're writing your text there, your headline and the body of copy and stuff like that. It's kind of like a horse, like if you're all spooked, the horse is all spooked. It's going to sense it, right? So you got to go in like all confidence blazing and just be like, we're doing this,
And it's going to work, right?
Yeah, what are you going to spend? $10 a day? Well, what's that? Like a Big Mac meal every day? Well, you can do that, The risk is low.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's key. Diana says, can you talk about pixel optimization and how much it matters if you aren't getting a certain number of leads each week?
Yeah, for sure. So when you put a pixel on a page, and what a pixel is, there are probably people who are just beginning. So I'll talk about what pixel is. So a pixel is a little piece of code. You don't even need to know what it says. It's just a little piece of code you get from Facebook, and you put it on your page, right? You put it on your page, and the purpose of it is twofold. One, so Facebook can recognize who shows up on your page and can add them to an audience for you, so you can get an audience being built. And two, so when people go through your page, Facebook can optimize for a conversion. So what I mean is like Facebook can concentrate all their effort on getting you more leads, right? So you put the pixel on there, and then you say Facebook, hey, my objective with this advertising campaign is for leads. So please get me more people to my site. It will become my leads, right? And Facebook will make that their primary effort. So how do you optimize the pixel? So if you put a pixel on a page and you start running traffic, start putting up ads, people click through the ads and they hit your page, Facebook will quickly begin to realize who's interested and who's not, like who's taking advantage of the offer on the page, who's becoming a lead and who's not, right? And so the pixel will begin to optimize itself. When it comes to pixel, for the pixel to have enough data to really start making those decisions, think of it, I mean, it's artificially intelligent. It's almost living. So it needs enough input to make decisions, right? And so that algorithm, it needs at least 5 instances a day, okay? So you need at least 5 opt-ins a day, 5 leads a day. If you're going to optimize for leads, you need at least 5 leads a day for the pixel to have enough knowledge, to have enough input for it to be understanding properly what it's supposed to be doing.
That's a really valuable piece there. I was going to ask you, I want to jump back into, because Pixel took me back into retargeting for just a second.
Yeah.
Is there a particular size of retargeting audience that would be too small, too big? What is the actual size of retargeting? I've heard the number 200. I've shared that with quite a few people. Like if you have 200 people or leads and whatever that you can create a custom audience from that, is that the number, or what's the?
Yeah, custom audience. If you're going to make lookalikes of a custom audience, you're going to want at least a couple hundred in there. So that number is legit for custom audience. But let me tell you a trick, okay? A trick. You can set up your retargeting audiences right now with 0 people in them and set up advertising campaigns to that 0-person audience and push go if you set it up right, and it'll be perfect. Let me tell you how, okay? So you don't need to wait, okay? This is how you do it. You set up a custom audience. So let's just take one scenario. Custom audience of people who hit your page but did not become a lead. They hit your page but they did not become a lead. So you've got that audience in there. So you go into custom audiences and you say, okay, I'm going to make an audience from website. Anytime this pixel shows up on a website, add that person to this custom audience, right? So just start filling up this bucket. And keep them in this custom audience for 7 days. Okay, for 7 days, keep them in this custom audience. So that means anybody who hit your page, and then for the next week, they're in that audience. Afterwards, it's almost like a conveyor belt. Afterwards, they'll fall off the back. Okay, so they'll fall off that conveyor belt and they'll leave your audience, and they'll never see an ad from you again. Okay, so as if you set up that conveyor belt properly, so only let them stay for a short period of time, because in all reality, I mean, in all honesty, I watched a little bit of a Facebook video, I hit another page. How long am I going to remember that? I hit this page about this thing, unless it really piqued my curiosity, and at least unless I'm like still stewing about it at night, and I really am in a hot sweat because I really want to buy that thing. It probably not on a landing page. I might remember it tomorrow, the next day, but if another ad doesn't show up to remind me about it, 7 days, I'm not going to remember it. So it's wasting your money to go any longer than that, right? So 7 days. So they can only be in this audience for 7 days. So when you set that up, there's 0 people in that audience. You start driving some traffic to your page, and then there's 1 person in that audience, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's fine. It's there. Okay, so with the 0 people in it, now go start an advertising campaign. The campaign objective. So Facebook says, well, what's your objective? You want your campaign objective on that one, on a very small, limited audience that you've already filtered. Basically, you've already said they have to have taken this action in order to be in this audience. So in our instance, they have to have come to my website in order for them to even be in this audience. You've already filtered it. So you're going to run the campaign objective called reach. Basically, that means everybody. Don't filter this audience because I already filtered it. Campaign objective reach. Okay. When you do that, Facebook then lets you set parameters. You get these special parameters when you choose reach. Okay. You get these special parameters that say limit impressions on this audience by days. So you can say, run this ad for reach and only allow 2 impressions per person per day. 2 impressions per person per day, I think, is good. It's not, you're not running too hot. You're not spending too much. An impression is a fraction of a penny, probably a fraction of a penny. It's not even a tenth of a penny. It's like 100th of a penny or something. So you're spending a few hundredths of a penny a day to get your ad back in front of these people who hit your page once. Okay. So your cost will be so small on this campaign. And you're limiting it to only 2 impressions a day. So they'll be scrolling through Facebook. You know, Ashley's got 5 minutes on Facebook over there in Thailand, and she'll see your ad once, and then maybe again, and then that's it, right? But 2's enough, and then you have a very specific ad to those people. Hey, you hit my page, you didn't take action. Here's the offer again. There's why you need to take action and become a lead. Awesome stuff. Go back to the page, right? So an ad like that just kind of reminds them why they went in the first place and the value that they're missing. Make them feel like they're kind of missing out a little bit. Make them feel like they're kind of dumb for not having taken action. You know what I mean? One of my best ads was, I'll show you. It was like this. This is the picture of it. It was Russell, and he's like, that was it. And that was the picture. He's like, and the text was, what? You didn't buy the book? Come back and get it. It's free, right? Because it was a free plus shipping offer, right? It's like, you didn't get the book. It's almost like, hey, you must have made a mistake. You didn't get the book because it's free. So you should have. Everyone normally gets it. You're abnormal for not having done it, right? So you need to make them feel outside of the box, abnormal. It's kind of a psychological thing. They can feel like they're missing out, and that kind of retargeting ad. And then you just turn that on. You turn it on for like a $10 a month or $10 a day budget. You'll never spend $10 a day until you start driving significant traffic because, like I said, it's fractions of a penny to even give those impressions out. And you just let that run forever, right? And like you're saying, Sean, it won't start spending yet because there's no one in that bucket yet. But as soon as you then start your prospecting ads, that retargeting campaign you set up is set it and forget it forever because it's already set up and everyone's on a conveyor belt, and you'll never burn out that audience because they're only allowed to be there for 7 days at maximum. And you'll never overspend, and you'll never get too high a frequency and all that kind of stuff. So that's how if you set up your retargeting that way, so it's small, it's conveyor belt strategy, you know, and there's a purpose to what you're going to put back in front of them. Those you can set up and leave forever, and then you just need to focus on getting people to your site.
Thanks for listening to Digital Genius Radio. We'd love it if you could share our podcast with 3 others that you think could get some value from it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and remember, hit that notifications button so we can alert you for each new episode that comes out. You're on your way. You've gained knowledge and you've gotten smarter. You're becoming a certified digital genius. To continue on the right path, go to challenge.digitalgeniusradio.com and prove you have what it takes. Again, that's challenge.digitalgeniusradio.com. Enter your name and email and get started becoming a master of your own destiny.